You should see our tripod there.
Hey, guys.
It's amazing.
Welcome to 5 Minutes with Seany for another end of the week edition. Hope you guys are doing great there in Facebook land. Today we have with Sean. Hey, by the way, I'm Bill Degnan, temporary co-host, filling in, trying to help Sean get this thing off the ground, even though he's more than capable of doing it himself. So, but today on 5 Minutes with Seany, we have special guest Brad Halpern. So if you're ever wondering why people tell you should eat egg whites, which I wonder all the time, this is the man who's responsible for that. So single-handedly started the egg white industry and created a company called Eggology, I believe, sold for trillions of dollars. So now he's working passionately with Sean with Be True Organic. So I'm going to stop here and let you guys sort of take it over. I know there's a great history of what you guys have been doing, and I want to kind of hear about that.
Sure. Thanks, Bill, so much. Hey, everybody. It's Seany here. My good friend, my dear friend, my colleague, my partner is joining us to kind of wrap up this week. I've had on Evan. I've had on Julie. And really, I want to share about my why, but Brad here, his why is as large as mine. Is really the guy's just amazing. He's brilliant. He's smart. He's a family man, great husband, great father. But more important, he really believes in myself and people who suffer strokes and TBIs. I want to turn it over to Brad. That just like how do we meet, who you are, if you can kind of just share with the world our story.
I love the question of why. It's like a Seinfeld. Well, why are we here? You know, it's very interesting. I sold my business in 2015. I ran for office. I was lucky to be elected, serving currently as the mayor of Westlake Village, California. And I thought everything was good. And then a friend of mine said, hey, you know something? I've got something that I think you'll really enjoy. And for me, it's about what makes your blood moving. And so I went in and met with this guy at Be True Organics. And sitting in the seat next to me, just like now, is Sean Enton. And he's looking at me like this. Yeah. The whole time I'm talking to the guy across the desk, Sean's staring at me.
Right. I couldn't place the face. And we have history together. We go back to 2004, 2005, I think.
Yeah.
We shared an office building that we were next to each other. And I'd go over next door to see him. He'd give me egg whites. And then I would, I would trade products with him. And sure enough, he had no idea what just happened to me. He looks at me, he goes, what happened? He thought I was in a ski accident or something, right? Or something.
Yeah, I hadn't seen him since the accident, since the stroke. And when I learned what they were doing here, first of all, we all come across people who are inspirational all the time. To act on that, to find somebody or something that moves you to the point that you're willing to act on it is quite moving and tremendous, actually. And that's what Sean did for me. And so inspirational. And watching what he went through, seeing the progression, seeing how he did it, and then realizing the correlation of what he created with Be True Organics and how it was so synergistic with where I've been. And to give you an example, in 1993, there were no egg whites. And I know that sounds hard to believe. There was no South Beach diet. Egg companies could not give the white away. They would put it in dog and cat food. There was no home for it. And the yellows, the yolks would go to companies that would make salad dressings, mayonnaise, and things like that. And the whole egg would go to bakeries. The whites, there were no place. I was into triathlon. I would come home and separate the eggs. I thought, this is ridiculous. I was into advertising and thought there's got to be a better way, and started the company called Eggology. We were the first to do it and trailblazed and ground broke the whole industry. The one thing about egg whites that's different that most people don't know is if you were to cut open your arm muscle, the exact same proteins in your muscle are the same as egg whites. It's the exact match. The only place on earth you can get the exact match of the proteins that are in our body are from egg whites, which is also known as albumin. And to give you an example, the flu vaccine, when they incubate it, is incubated in egg whites. When chemists are trying to create a high protein anything, they're using an egg white as what they're trying to achieve. You can't. It's impossible to achieve that. For example, if you were to eat a chicken breast that has 3.5 grams of protein, you're only getting a little more than half of that by the time your body breaks it down and assimilates it. When you eat an egg white that has 3.5 grams of protein, you get 3.5 grams of protein because our body automatically recognizes it, so there's no breakdown process necessary. With what Sean created in the main ingredient,
we created, it's not just me, but
what we created here, it's the exact match of what's already in our body. We have an endocannabinoid system in our body that has receptors throughout. It's governed by an area of our brain called CA2, which governs 4 things: pain, mood, sleep rhythms, and appetite. And the exact match is a hemp extract that we use, the same actual ingredient. And that is so...
Repeat that again. Repeat what you just said, the 4 things. The 4 things that the CA2...
Pain, which is obviously the most important. Mood, which is stress and anxiety. Sleep rhythms, and appetite. Now, it doesn't make you hungry, and it doesn't make you tired.
Right.
But that's a part of a brain that just governs that area of focus within our bodies. And it's done so with this cannabinoid, the same cannabinoid that's in exactly the product Be True Organics.
And so for people who suffered a stroke, those 4 things, we need those to be at the height of our level of our peak performance, because if we can't peak performance, we cannot heal. So what Brad just said, with the appetite, the sleep, the pain, I mean, listen, I've been in pain. You guys have known this for 6 years now, and my endurance has been really weak. It's coming back, but even the last 6 months of last year, my endurance has come back so much that we're creating this family with Brad, Eben, Julie, and Keith, and he was a missing ingredient of what we actually needed to get this thing to the next level. I mean,
Right.
You've been responsible for helping us get this into the 4 seasons, getting this into a few different places.
But taking a step back, if you look at, I come from the health food industry. If you look at what we've all experienced in the last 25 years, it started with pomegranate. It's gone to currently it's kale, and they've marketed them as superfoods. Quite honestly, yeah, they're healthy foods, but there's nothing dramatically special about all the foods that have come along that have been hyped as what it is. If you go back to the late 90s, the US military was worried about servicemen and nerve gas around the world. They had heard about this hemp extract, and they hired 2 scientists in order to research it as a brain protectorant. And this is coming to Sean. In 2003, the US in 2003, the Department of Health and Human Services patented hemp extract as a brain protectorant. And in the patent, they list stroke, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, cerebral palsy, certain things related to HIV. They know and they prove that is a brain protectorant. In other words, protecting the brain neurons from death and damage within a brain event. A brain event could be anything as small as a migraine headache to a seizure. Those things are like a hurricane in the brain, and they cause damage. And they found that this product saves brain neurons. Now, most of us take vitamin C, we take daily supplements. We do these things as a wellness, as more of an insurance policy.
Omegas,
you can go down the list. We know this works. Not we. Science knows this works. They've proven this works. It works. Just look at Sean. His progression, his trajectory and his recovery have been amazing. Not to mention, from an addiction standpoint, it reduced the pain where he was able to get off all the drugs that the doctors had put him on immediately after the accident. And we've heard stories and stories about this and other healing. One gentleman not affiliated with our company has something called the suicide disease, which is, if you Google the suicide disease, it's really called trigeminal neuralgia. And it originates from the 5th cranium, and it takes place in the face. And the pain is so agonizing that historically people have killed themselves rather than endure the agonizing pain. He was using the strongest prescription dosage of lidocaine, rubbing it on 3 times a day, and getting about 20 to 25 minutes of relief. Now, he's on camera in the media telling his story, but I'm just kind of reiterating what it is. And he would get 20 to 25 minutes of relief, and he could only use it 3 times a day because on the 4th and 5th time, the prescription was so strong it would burn his skin. He put on our Be True body cream on his face, and he instantly had relief for 6 to 8 hours. You cannot placebo somebody like this. It works, and that's all. Same as egg whites. I mean, I did this for myself as a convenience thing, but the truth is, pro athletes use it. People who dieted use it. If it works, it works, and that is really the true measure of a product.
That's brilliant.
That's awesome.
That's brilliant. And then this guy here, you've ran how many? You ran the marathons, you ran triathlons. How many have you done? And tell the world this, because
I've
you're
done
an
about
athlete. You're a warrior.
70 plus triathlons
70
and plus my marathons. I've ridden my bike across the country. I've swam Alcatraz 5 times. I've done some fun stuff.
And then the guy's amazing, and he chooses to be here. And life is all about a choice, as what I share with you guys all. I mean, you can sit in the darkness, or you can find the light, get up and move forward. And yesterday, my whole speech was all about I can, I shall, I will. And this guy inspires me every day to get up and to do more and to be more and to get back to you guys. We're a team here. If you have any questions, email us, talk to me, ask, call us, find me, find us, and Shaughneton.com. You can see the full interview, the full thing with Brad Halpern.
Wait, before you go, life is about light and energy. And 5 minutes with Shawnee, that's exactly that.
Thank you, buddy. I love you.
Yeah, that's awesome. Hey, and I'm convinced. I think I'm going to start spraying the soul spray on my egg whites, and then I'm going to do a triathlon.
I love it.
There you go. Well, thanks, Bill, so much. This was great.
Hey, guys, it's been great to meet you, Brad, and I hope everybody has a great weekend.
Pleasure. You too.
And then the why again, it's a choice. He chooses to be here. I need to sum it up. What's your why?
I didn't need this, but I do need this.
Does
that make sense?
It keeps us. It's a family here.
Oh, absolutely.
Thank you all so much.
Good day.
Oh, hey, one more thing, everybody. Please share this. Bradley, share this with your community, please.
With what?
On Facebook. You're supposed to share and like.
Share this, definitely. Hello.
Share it, like it. Email us, find him. Like I said, he's the mayor of Westlake Village. Sitting next to me. It's so cool.
So I have some credibility.
You have a little credibility. Okay, guys.
All right.
Thanks a lot, Bill. Okay,
all right, bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.